Hare Krishna. Let us discuss something on Radhashtami. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he explains the nature of pure love in six Ashtakam verse. Ashlishtava padaratam pinashtuma madarshanam marmahatam karotva yata tatava vidadatu lambato vat prananatas sayevanapara. He says that theoretically we understand the highest form of love, the pure love exchange between Srimati Radharani and Krishna, is brought by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to this world for the first time after a long, long break. Although Srimad Bhagavatam was thousands of years before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even in Srimad Bhagavatam, this love was not shown so clearly. Thousands and millions of people read Srimad Bhagavatam, but very few understood the meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, for all the Shastras, is the most direct and most immediate Shastra because the Vedas speak of Krishna indirectly. The Vedas do not explain Krishna directly, let alone speaking directly of love of Krishna. So that is very far in Vedas. But nevertheless, the Vedas, there is Krishna in every word of Vedas because Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, Vedesya sarver ahameva vedyum. All the Vedas are meant to understand me. But all the Vedas speak of Krishna in a very hidden way. It hint do not work in Kali Yuga actually. People in Kali Yuga becomes very gross. They need to understand. They need to be given everything directly. So Srimad Bhagavatam is the only aparoksha shastra. Paroksha means indirect. Paroksha means when we talk about something by hinting. But Krishna says, I likes parokshavaadam cha mama priyaha. I like when they are speaking about me indirectly. Because Krishna, he is very subtle and he is not very gross. No, but for our good, he left Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam is actually aparoksha jnana. It is a shastra which speaks of Krishna as directly as possible and to say who God is, all his energies are spoken. They speak of devotional service to Krishna in the most direct way. Now, Srimad Bhagavatam, even though it is so direct, but Sukadeva Goswami, he did not dare to call the love between Radha and Krishna. This only topic that is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam by hints. All other things are directly explained, but when it comes to the topic of Radha and Krishna's love, it is only hinted because it is impossible to talk about the feelings that Krishna has for Radharani, which Radharani has for Krishna, because we still will not be able to understand them until our consciousness, our heart beats in unison with this. So, therefore, before talking about these exalted matters, first we should talk about Tattva because it is even this is much safer area in which we can feel quite comfortable, which Sukadeva Goswami did not dare to call directly. So he did not directly call the love between Radharani. This is it is there everywhere in Srimad Bhagavatam. So the example is given like mehendi. So you have this mehendi leaves which are green in color, but you press them and then they apply onto the hands, they decorate hands and all. Then you find everything is red. So now in mehendi, you don't see red color, but red is everywhere in mehendi. When you apply to the hand and decorate yourself, then you can see that. So similarly, it is said that Radharani is there everywhere in Srimad Bhagavatam, but she cannot be understood. She is not seen. So it is indirectly she is present. Who is Srimati Radharani? Srimati Radharani is the main energy of Krishna. Krishna is the source of energy. He is the focus of all energy that people in this world are striving for. Srimati Radharani is the main energy. And now in this world, the most amazing source of energy, thanks to which everything is growing around, everything that is developing, thanks to which the life is there, everything is revolving in this world. This is all, even sun, it's an amazing source of energy. Millions and billions of years, the sun is endlessly distributing its energies huge quantity. Everything else is just the reflection of energy of sun. And we see, sir, this is the energy is coming from whom? It is coming from Srimati Radharani. It's all energy. So all energy that is in the sun. Now imagine for a moment, although it is very difficult for us to imagine, our brains will melt right away. If we try to imagine how much energy is the sun, this energy is just a pale shadow of the energy of Srimati Radharani. Just as moon reflects with reflected light from the sun, and we know how much light the moon is. It is less powerful, but it's a reflection. Sun in comparison with Srimati Radharani is much more smaller than moon comparison to sun. So we cannot imagine who Srimati Radharani is. Who like we want to celebrate this appearance day of Srimati Radharani. Actually, the whole world lives on Krishna's energy, and the personality's manifestation of this energy is Srimati Radharani. The personification, manifestation of this energy of Krishna is Srimati Radharani. Her energy that feeds this whole world, it's the energy of love. Sun feeds on her energy. It is a small spark of energy. No, when we chant this Gayatri mantra, those who have the second initiation chant the sacred mantra from the Rig Veda, Om Bhur Bhusvaha, so which can now be heard everywhere. We can see this mantra chanted Om Bhur Bhusvaha. Now, what is that is a reflection on the energy of sun. I am meditating on sun. Tat Savatar Varenyam Bhargo. Bhargo means energy. Devasya, this energy comes from God, and this energy manifests itself in the form of the sun. So, Om Bhur Bhuv Swaha. Now, how do I think with great awe? Now, in order to understand something, my heart must be filled with gigantic reverence to this energy so that I can understand. So, Gayatri, when we are doing, we are trying to meditate on that energy of the sun god. So, similarly, we have to meditate on that energy of Krishna, that is Srimati Radharani. Understand how great she is. So, that I understand a little who it gives me an opportunity to look at the tiny spark of energy. Radharani's energy is sun. Even sun is such a big thing. What must be Radharani? So which shines before us. So we can see and feel sun and this energy. All this energy comes from the original Shakti. This is Ladini Shakti. Srimati Radharani, the energy of love that is. So it is said that Krishna has three energy. Ladini Shakti, Samvit Shakti and Sandhini Shakti. So these three energies in material world manifest as three gunas. The Sandhini Shakti or the energy of being is corresponding to Tamoguna. And there is an energy of knowledge. This corresponds to the Sattuguna, that is Samvit Shakti. And there is the energy of bliss, which is in this world is Rajoguna, that is Ladini Shakti. So these three gunas penetrate everything. So ultimately in our minds, this there are three gunas, three functions of our mind. They correspond to the three gunas and the three primordial Shaktis of Krishna. The three primordial energies of Krishna are Sandhini, Samvit and Ladini. So they in the spiritual world, they come to this material world in the three mudas, and everything is the manifestation of gunas only. If you clearly know how the creation comes, we see that it is the manifestation of guna. It is said that the mind has three functions. The three functions of the mind is desire, thinking and feeling. So thinking, feeling and willing. Thinking, feeling, willing, like that. And this is the most important energy. The most powerful energy is the energy of emotions or the energy of feelings. So accordingly, there are three types of yogas also. They realize the energy of desire or this function of desire, and they think that the most important thing is to desire and fulfill their desires. No, then the jnanis have the function of knowledge, right? And knowledge and the energy of knowledge in our mind. And finally, there is bhakti. There is a feelings. So three yogas: karma, jnana, and bhakti. So then there is Samvit, Sandhini, and Ladini. So this jnana, knowledge part is yoga marga, whereas feelings part is bhakti. So we are trying to cultivate this feeling of love. So wherever we cast our eyes, we can see everywhere the manifestation of this original tattva of Krishna. So in the original tattva of Krishna, there are these three primordial energies. These three primordial energies are manifested everywhere, even here in the material world. But in the material world, we can see a distinguish only perverted manifestation of this. Here, everyone is obsessed with ultimately a thirst for pleasure. This thirst for pleasure, which manifests itself in the form of Rajoguna, is a perverted or a distorted reflection of the original energy of Krishna. That is Srimati Radhini, Ladini Shakti. So much Rajoguna is there, so much passion is there. So all these uh, three things we can find here in the material world. So only to understand what we need to strive for. So our main goal, the main aspiration, the happiness that can uh, get in life is to become a particle of Krishna's energy, which constantly serves Krishna like Srimati Radharani. No, who is Srimati Radharani? We should understand. First, we discuss she's energy. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, the most fundamental verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Sutta Goswami answers the question of the sages of Naimisharanya, he says that the most important bliss or the highest happiness that a person can receive, the sages in the forest of Naimisharanya, Saunaka Rishis, ask this question: explain to us where can we find the highest happiness, how to find the highest happiness. And in response to this verse, Sutta Goswami says, Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmaito Bhakti Radokshaya Haitukiya Pratyatya Ye Atma Suprasis. What is the nature of the soul, or what is the Paro Dharma, highest nature of the soul? And we are talking about Tattva, that is about the nature, about the real concrete constitution of the soul. So Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo Ito Bhakti Daksha. To serve the Lord, the transcendental Lord beyond our senses. Now, how to serve Ahituki Apratiyata without any break, without any interruption, and without any motivation. And Ye Atma Suprasiddha. When a person does, when he realizes his nature completely, he will fully enjoy. So the meaning of pleasure is to realize our nature. Man cannot truly be happy if he does not realize his nature. Like we need to understand what we can do. Then it is easy, there is there is limitations with our body. They are healthy sometimes and beautiful. Then uh, like say if a young person who is very beautiful, healthy is sent to a prison house and is kept in a solitary confinement, in which there are 3 steps upwards and 3 steps downwards. The only thing he can do is walk in from one corner to other corner of the room. Now, will he be happy? Yes, he won't be happy. The person's happiness is manifested in his nature. So, if I am kept in a solitary confinement, I cannot be happy in that situation. I need to be in a situation where I can manifest what all I can do. Sometimes some people are very unhappy in the offices because they want to manifest something, they want to do something, but somehow they don't have that opportunity. So, people's happiness is manifested in his nature. Please understand, very important. Now, if we have any nature, we must manifest in one, right? And the more fully we manifest our nature, the happier we are. And Sudha Goswami says, the questions of Sesha of Naivanirasharanya, what is the highest happiness? He says the highest happiness or the highest dharma is the highest nature is to love completely disinterestedly. That is the highest nature. We all have this nature. What is that? To love completely disinterestedly. Not expecting anything, I just have to love. And when a person reaches this state, only then does he fully manifest his nature. Like when he fully reveals his nature, then finally he gains tremendous power or transcendental power. And secondly, he becomes absolutely happy in all circumstances. All our desperate attempts to find happiness consist in the fact that we again and again make the same semantic mistake. That is, in this world, a semantic error has been laid, and everyone who knows computers, they understand what is at stake. So there is a fundamental error because no one in this world is happy. That is the main thing. Despite the fact that everyone wants happiness, the great personalities, they are trying for happiness. So there is a Russian playwright, Ostrovsky. He said that man was born for happiness, like a bird for flight. Now it is a fact. Man was born for happiness, like a bird to fly, but for some reason, no one is flying. Everyone is crawling. So for some reason, all those born here uh, prefers to crawl despite the fact that they are born for happiness. So the small mistakes lies precisely in this, in the fact that people think that I can realize my nature and when I want something from him. So that I realize my nature or the focus inherent in me. So when I do something for my own sake and people use this energy which bursts them, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains actually that the example of which is given in Srimad Bhagavatam about a woman, she's so chaste, she takes her husband to prostitute. Even though he's a leper, she serves the prostitute nicely, prostitute become pleased. And then he says, okay, and the husband, uh, uh, the wife goes back to, she tells that my husband want to enjoy. And then she carries him to the prostitute. So like that, she trying to serve the husband. So it's a very great example of choice. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives this example in Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam, this thing is very carefully hidden inside. So which is actually the highest nature of the soul. It is to give happiness to all. So that is the main thing. Actually, Krishna is very pleased when we talk about him. This is one of the secrets why Krishna uh, Katha purifies, because Krishna likes. So that is the main reason. Because Krishna is liking something, if you are doing, immediately he is pleased. So he is pleased when we are serving devotees. So he sees that, oh, he is serving my devotees. So even if you are doing imperfectly also, not a problem. Little bit of meditation on Krishna, immediately that has an effect. So